Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very impressed with myself that I said 2 words and everyone stood right to attention. My name is Bill Mitchell. I'm the college president here at Massasoit. Couldn't be more proud to be here. And I want to thank everyone who has taken time out of their busy day to come truly celebrate a remarkable thing for Massasoit Community College. That's where you're supposed to clap. All right. We're going to do this again in a year. I'll make sure I have cue cards when you're supposed to clap, so you didn't get the hint. It is truly a historic, groundbreaking event here at Massasoit. And I know many of you have heard this story. It's particularly meaningful to me as someone who roamed the corridors here as a student back when the buildings were much newer, much newer. And now we have an opportunity to renovate and create wonderful spaces for generations of students to come. So I do get a little emotional on this. I think I've tried to do this. Elaine Campos is here. She and I have been working on this. There's Elaine over there. Hey, Elaine. I think this was the 5th try. I think so. Yeah. And I didn't give up. The campus didn't give up. But the people who made the decisions didn't give up on us either. And we got it right with a lot of help from a lot of people. We're finally moving ahead today. That's an awful omen right there. It's okay, Mark. Mark from the Enterprise. That's quite all right. This will be memorable, not because of my speech, but because of Mark. We call this the transformation through renovation. And lots of projects have names and they have slogans. This one was well thought out, long planned, and it really is meaningful. We are going to transform this campus through this renovation project. Students are going to come here and be in awe of the facilities that we're going to have for them, to make it a better learning environment for them, to create state-of-the-art learning opportunities. And also our faculty. Our faculty are going to teach in some of the best facilities there is. So first, I have a whole list of thank yous. If I don't say thank you to you, because I could really come up with a reason to say thank you for everyone in the room, I apologize. Just know this is personal to me. I know I'm the president, it's my job and all this stuff, but this is personal to me. It really is a personal, heartfelt thanks for everyone who's involved in what we're doing here. But first, I'd like to thank the Healy Driscoll administration for their support. They have been tremendously supportive of our renovation. The governor has been to Brockton a number of times, understands the importance of education, and certainly is invested in this project. I'd also like to thank the Mass Executive Office of Education under the leadership of Secretary Tutwiler, Commissioner Ortega, and a friend of Massasoit, and a friend of mine, I'm proud to say, Assistant Secretary for Career Education, Bob LePage, who is here with us today. There are people throughout this process who will give you a call, whisper things in your ear, give you advice about how to move it forward. And Bob, thank you for being that person. Whether it was Saturday, Sunday, or 9 o'clock on a Monday night, you always answered. I also want to thank the Massasoit Board of Trustees under the leadership of Chair Tom Carroll. Tom and I have worked together for a long time. I can't say how many years for other reasons, but he is the chair of the board. He's been incredibly supportive. When I got frustrated, he was the person who kind of put me back on the right track. Exactly what I look for in a board chair. So Tom, personally and professionally, thank you for your support. We also have Trustee Bonnie Blackler, who's here, who is also an MCC alum. Bonnie? students played an important part of the planning of this, and we have our former student trustee who was 2 years in the position, Casey Hilton DeLeo. Where's Casey? Right here, Casey, thank you. Trustee Kyle Kowalski, who also worked at the college for 50 years in a variety, probably just about every position on campus. So thank you, Carl, for your work. And our new student trustee, Danielle Pastana. I don't know if Daniel's here, but he's stepping in. He's got big shoes to follow after Casey. We've had a long time relationship with Jones Architecture. They've done a number of projects on this campus. It's kind of like their family. They know their way around. And so I want to thank the folks, particularly Rick Jones and Mark Paris, and all the folks from Jones Architecture who have moved this project forward. They worked tirelessly and really got to know our faculty and staff over the last decade. They are truly part of our Massasoit family forever. Commodore Builders is the general contractor on this. They also are the general contractor on, immediately when this building's done, when we start in on the health sciences building in September of 2027. Our colleagues at DCAM, under the leadership of Commissioner Bakey, who are here with us today. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. Our partners at the Massachusetts Association of Community Colleges, tremendous support from Nate McKinnon, who I've known for a long, long time, as the Deputy Executive Director. No, I just demoted you, Nate. Congratulations, Sarah. And Sarah Units, who is the Deputy Executive Director, Nate, who is the Executive Director. Where's Nate? That's what happens when you give me a hard time right before I'm supposed to go up and speak. Incredibly supportive of Massasoit, and we appreciate your support. We have some folks here from the city of Brockton. I'd like to recognize first Mayor Bob Sullivan, who's very supportive of the college. The real Mayor Chief of Staff, Sidney Marrow. And someone who has become a really good friend to me. He is the principal of our largest feeder school right here in the great city of Brockton, City of Champions. Kevin McCaskill and I met probably about over a year ago now. And it was amazing when we met and we talked about how do we work together and how do we improve those relationships. And we talked about the project. And, you know, after the meeting, we both agreed that we had met somewhere before and that we're possibly related. Our STEM partners. You know, part of what we do here at Massasoit is we partner with folks in the community. And your support of our program leads our students to become your workforce. Massasoit would like to thank the Massachusetts Life Science Center, and I'd like to call out Dr. Kirk Taylor. He's the CEO of Mass Life Sciences, who's right in front of me. Principal McCaskill's my best friend. You're my second best friend. He wrote the college a check for $250,000 for part of the doing some equipment. Other partners, Mass BioEd, Siemens, Alnylam. How did they do, Katie? Good? Okay. Bluebird Bio, Blueprint Medicines, EY Technologies, Line Laboratories, and Meditech. All of our STEM partners. Our regional high schools. I spoke about Brockton Public Schools, which again, Brockton High is our largest feeder school, and we appreciate working with them. New Heights Charter School, which is our largest early college partner, and Southeastern Regional Vocational Technical School, who also is one of our large early college folks. I'd also like to thank and recognize the Massasoit STEM faculty and staff in attendance today, and thank all staff from across the college who contributed their professional expertise and countless hours over the past several years through meetings, including field trips to area higher education institutions for research. They poured their hearts into the concept and ultimate design of our new science building, making today's groundbreaking a historic reality. And of course, to our students, who also attended meetings and community engagement sessions to provide their unique visions of what they expect their labs, classrooms, and shared spaces to look and feel like. If I could have just the faculty and staff from the STEM division stand up just to be recognized. I'd also like to thank our first Professor Emeritus, Ken Anania. Ken is not only a graduate of the institution, first graduating class, Ken, 1968? 1968. That was before these buildings were built. These buildings didn't come online until 72, so you were probably either in Duxbury, West Bridgewater, or the Frollo School in Abington, is that correct?
All of them.
All three of them, he was there. Yeah. So Ken, thank you for being here today. A special thank you to our facilities crew for their work over the past several weeks in the hot sun to get our green, which is where we are, looking its best for this momentous occasion. So thank you to the facilities team. I would be remiss if I did not mention the following three individuals, in which I am certain none of this would be possible, all of whom are in the audience today. Dr. Doug Brown. Doug is the former Dean of Math and Science here at the college, and much of the planning and the idea, the presentations came through Doug and his leadership. So Doug, thank you for coming, and thank you for your work, and I'm glad you were able to be here today.
Glad you got it done. Thank you.
Yes. Well, it's not done yet. There's still more shovels to drop. That was in reference to that, but no one got it. I've already mentioned this other individual, but you come across individuals in your career, and they hold special places in your heart because you can call them and get angry, you can call them and cry, you can call them and just say, what the heck should I do? And she's retired now from DCAM, and she made the trip to Massasoit, and I was thrilled when I reached out and said, would you be here? And she said, there's no place I'd rather be. So Elaine, on behalf of the college and future students, I want to thank you and know that you made a real difference in the lives of thousands of students you'll never meet. So thank you, Elaine. Almost done. And then there's the last individual I want to recognize, and if I could have Mr. Richard Hadley come up here.
Thank you, thank you.
So Rich and I have worked together for a long time. Rich is the former executive director of Facilities and Capital Planning. And the idea of how this thing would be built and the staging and all the work that goes into this man played a huge part. He's also transformed this campus in many, many different ways. Rick, your work has changed the lives of our students and made it better. For all the renovations you've done, everything, don't cry, you big baby. So I will try not to too. So Rich has left a mark and so much of himself here at the college. And we thought the perfect way to acknowledge and recognize his tremendous dedication to Massasoit was to give him, a literal piece of the college to take home with him, a reminder to him that his work will impact future generations of students. So that is a core from the floor of the police station renovation.
Did it pass? Did it pass?
So the engraving on the top says, at the core of building Massasoit's future, in recognition of his many years of service and dedication, July 16th, 2025. Also, Rich, one of your most, the projects that you talk about the most was actually at the Canton campus, and it was called an honor garden. If you've had a chance to go up there and see it, it's spectacular. It's a place where people can buy memory stones and put them in. It's a place where people can go out and have lunch. There's beautiful vegetation and trees. It's just a wonderful place. And it was Rich's idea. So I want to announce today that we will place an engraved stone in Canton's Honor Garden in honor of you, Richard.
Not done yet.
We also have a swag bag for you because that's what we do. We give away swag. But I do want to also acknowledge Bridget, his wife. who has put up with Richard for the time he's been here. With that done, it's my pleasure to introduce someone who's also already played an important part of Massasoit. So I'm going to introduce the Commissioner of DCAM, Adam Bakey.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. It's great to be here on such a chilly day. I want to just start by just sharing that when we at DCAM, we do a lot of building, we do a lot of real estate transactions, we do a lot of planning, design, those sorts of things. And sometimes it's easy to get focused on the latest change order negotiation or the how are we going to get this or that done, and lose sight of why we do what we do. So one of the things we try to always remind ourselves is that we don't build buildings, really. We help the other parts of state government have what they need to do their jobs. And personally for me, both of whose parents spent a good part of their careers working at a community college, community colleges are very near and dear to my personal heart. And I very much recognize that the work that community colleges do in really changing the lives of the students that they serve, in addition to, frankly, building the workforce that sustains Massachusetts' economy, is really second to none among the things that we support. And it really gives me great pride, and I hope it gives my team great pride, to realize that what we plan, design, build, sometimes do real estate transactions for, is really doing that and changing people's lives. And that's why we do what we do. And so moments like this are nice, for people like me to get up here, but really it's ultimately about the students, and we don't want to ever lose sight of that. And I think that's part of why this project is so exciting. Obviously this is the first or largest investment in capital facilities on this campus in 50 years. And despite all those, or maybe because of all those studies and all those attempts to figure out what the right answer is, you guys have arrived at an answer that is going to touch the lives of almost every student who comes to this campus in one form or another. And when you're making an investment, that's what you want to do. And so congratulations to everyone who's been involved in all those decisions and all those meetings and all those other sessions to get us to this far. And certainly look forward to the next milestones when we're opening these buildings as well. I'd just like to share one of the things that we really are focused on pretty comprehensively at DCAM on behalf of the state. And as we think about the world that those students are going to inherit in their lives, is really recognizing the impact we have on the climate. And partly because we have mandates to do so, but I think this is stuff we would be doing anyway. We really are making sure that every project we do lessens the carbon footprint of the Commonwealth, and this one is no exception. So you're certainly to be commended to take buildings that were designed at a time where we really weren't thinking about that, and make them considerably more efficient, and both with respect to reducing the carbon associated with their operations, but also the fact that you've settled on a plan that reuses two buildings. And one of the things that in my industry we're starting to appreciate in a way we didn't used to is that there's actually an even bigger carbon footprint that comes from building new buildings called embodied carbon. All the carbon associated with all those building materials, manufacturing them, bringing them to the site, installing them, and then, by the way, demolishing the old building and disposing of that. That is actually more carbon intensive than running the building for 50 years. So by reusing existing buildings and avoiding all of that, that's yet another major measure that you all are taking and should be commended for in helping address climate change. I also, I always kind of have the pleasure of being the one who's asked to come up here and speak, but for DCAM, I'm probably the one who actually does the least actual work. And I want to recognize all the people from DCAM, many of whom are here today, and that gives you a sense of how important this project is to the people who work on it. From our design and construction team, Orville Henry, Steve O'Connor, Bob Anderson, and Howard Sr. From our planning team, Sarah Felton, Jenny Burton, Chris Becker, Peter Brigham, and somebody who gets on these lists even though she's retired, Elaine Campos. from some of our specialized groups, Dom DeLucio, Betsy Eisenstein, Crystal Lillis, Susan Rook, and Jonathan Moore. It does take a village for DCAM to do anything. So. And obviously, even though those people do more work than I do, we also need to recognize that none of us actually design or build the buildings. And I do want to thank the partners at Commodore Walsh, or Commodore in this case, and Jones Architects, who are really responsible for figuring out how to solve and execute the challenges that you pose before them, and I think really for the benefit of current and future students. So congratulations. And on behalf of the Healy Driscoll administration, I also have to just put a plug in that hopefully this isn't the last major investment we're making on this campus, and what will make a big difference is pending legislation that is before the legislature right now called the Bright Act, which would be the first in more than 15 years and the largest bond bill ever to support public higher education in the Commonwealth. That is the key to unlocking, because we're not fixing every building with this project, and I imagine you have some other work that wants to be done. That is the key to helping get some of that done. So anything you can do to help advocate for that, that is how you can help us help you continue to move forward. So, and with that, I believe, turn it back to the president. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. It gives me great pleasure to introduce the leader of Massasoit Community College, a good friend, as I said earlier, and a very wise guy, not a wise guy, a wise man. That's the Brockton in me. A wise man who, you like that one, Bob, who provides sound advice, great leadership, great vision, and great direction. So, Chair Tom Carroll.
Good afternoon. Thanks, Bill. On behalf of my fellow trustees, I would like to offer you a very warm welcome. We got that right today. And thank you for joining us on today's groundbreaking celebration. When I think of this project, the word persistence comes to mind. It's been quite a journey for the Massasoit community to get to us to this point today. There were studies, plans, approvals, rejections, canceled approvals, shiny new buildings on the Christos lot, new buildings on campus, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And here we are today with a renovation project that will transform this campus with state-of-the-art learning facilities for our students and faculty. It was the persistence, the firm or obstinate continuance in the course of action in spite of difficulty or opposition of the Massasoit leadership team and many others that has us breaking ground today. I would like to thank all of those whose hard work and dedication has made this project a reality, and also thank our elected officials and other leaders in the Commonwealth for their support of this project. In the time that I've been here, I've learned that persistence is a core characteristic of the Massasoit community. Many of our students are faced with obstacles, where their next meal will come from, homelessness, financial, raising a family, yet they persevere to better themselves and learn more as the Massasoit community supports their efforts. Our faculty has also demonstrated persistence. They were faced with incredible challenges during the pandemic, and they pivoted to ensure that their students can continue to learn in their learning journey, and now their persistence continues as they seek fair pay. And we support them in their efforts to achieve this goal. Our leadership,
Yeah, baby.
you got it. Our leadership team and community have dealt with unmanageable losses with the unexpected passing of our president, Ray DePasquale, our Vice President of Academic Affairs, Gail Gibson. Yet they have remained focused on the goal of ensuring Massasoit is meeting the needs of its students and community. There are many, many more examples of the persistence of this college, and one of the main reasons why Massasoit holds such a special spot in my heart. One lesson this process has taught us is the difference between being persistent and being stubborn. Many of us wanted a new allied health building, shiny, new glass, on the Christos lot or here on campus. And we could have stuck with that, and the team could have stuck with that. But there was a good chance that if they did, there would be no project. It was with the primary goal in mind of bringing the best possible learning facilities for our students and faculty that the team decided to pivot off the new building idea to a renovation project that will have a far greater positive impact for our students and this community. This willingness to have an open mind, incorporate feedback, and adjust course was a brilliant move by the team and others. We can all benefit by being a little less stubborn and a lot more persistent in our everyday lives. One more point. For all the women and men that have worked on the project to date, thank you. And for those who yet to come, bring your best. Our students and our community deserve it, and we look forward to opening this in 2027. Thank you.
I had mentioned Jones Architecture, and I'd like to invite Mark Paris to come up and say a few words from Jones.
Always a hugger, that guy. Even on a hot day. Well, these gentlemen have said some wonderful things already here today, and the majority of it was in my speech, so this is going to be a little bit repetitive. I apologize, but I'll give you the architectural perspective. First of all, I'm incredibly honored to be up here representing the design team and the construction team. Thank you for having me. My first introduction to Massasoit Community College, perhaps ironically, was when a previous firm I was working at was shortlisted for the original project that was supposed to occur off campus. I'm not sure how many of you know that, but we had a workshop over at the conference center, pre-interview workshop that we came to. I met Bill, met Rich Hadley at that time, and some other administration at that time. Our team was not successful in winning that project. Perhaps that's fate, I don't know, but it worked out pretty well for me. 6 or 7 years later, now at Jones Architecture, I began, in a house doctor capacity, we began working on the Canton campus. 2 lab projects over there, then came to this campus, working on both the dining hall and on the accessibility project in the quad. It was during those latter 2 projects that I was sitting in Rich Hadley's office, and he said to me, "Mark, I think we figured out a way to bring the science and health science project back to life and to do it here on campus by flipping 2 buildings." I was like, okay, sure, Rich, whatever. And then he showed me the plans, and I was like, this is actually pretty good. In reality, it was beyond pretty good. It was great. I just didn't want to say that because I didn't want it to go to his head. What makes this project so special, as Commissioner Vicky has already indicated, is that it is inherently the most sustainable way to design by reusing these existing buildings. Every decision was made with the intent of preserving resources for future generations and for being very cognizant of taxpayer contributions to major mandates of DCAM. By reusing the existing facade and structure of these buildings, we are preserving over 3/4 of the original building material from the early 1970s in this building here today. Think about the amount of embodied energy, the amount of embodied carbon in that process of making up steel and concrete that is going to stay on site rather than going into a landfill or a recycling center. It's huge. And the idea of breathing new life into these buildings, giving them another 50 years is enormous. These were 50-year buildings when they were first built. Is about to become 100. They're about to become 100-year buildings, which is incredibly exciting to us as architects. Oh, I should mention, not only have we upgraded the exterior envelope of these buildings as well, with insulation beyond any sort of energy code that exists today, looking towards the future, but also all the building systems will be upgraded as well. We've eliminated the use of fossil fuels. They'll all be electric. And what's amazing to me is that in its lifetime, these buildings will use less energy than most buildings that are being built today, which is really remarkable. The design is also sustainable from another standpoint. It is about this place. It's about the people of this place. As has already been mentioned, countless hours were spent interviewing and speaking with administration, faculty, a lot of faculty conversations, staff and students. Anybody who had a voice and wanted to use it was listened to, and their ideas were incorporated into the project to the greatest extent possible. We were most impressed by how many students showed up and expressed a concern or advocated for future students, even though they were not even going to be here to see these buildings after graduation. Most of them will be gone before these buildings are built. I think that really speaks to how special this place is and how invested people are in this community, which is really wonderful. Commodore Builders and all the subcontractors, Jones Architecture, my associates, Sarah Tarbett, Sylvia Kopani, my right and left hand, or perhaps I'm theirs, I don't know how it works. And all the remainder of the design team, we could not be more proud to bring this building to this campus. Thank you for inviting us into your home and trusting us with this huge task. Appreciate it.
No one's ever called me a hugger before. Next, I'd like to introduce someone who took over for Doug Brown, Dr. Katie Ruggieri. She's the Dean of STEM. Katie.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's an incredible honor to stand here today as the Dean of STEM at Massasoit Community College during this exciting moment in our history. Although I've only had the privilege of serving in this role for the past 2.5 years, I've known Massasoit's strong reputation in STEM since I joined Massachusetts Higher Ed back in 2007. This new science building represents not just an investment in infrastructure, but a commitment to access, equity, and excellence in STEM education. For decades, Massasoit has been quietly but powerfully shaping the next generation of scientists, healthcare professionals, and innovators. In 2014, with the support of a grant from the Massachusetts Life Sciences Center, Professor Gilles Bolduc opened Massasoit's first biotechnology training lab, laying the foundation for what has become a thriving hands-on workforce development hub. That same space later became home to our groundbreaking native pollinator research project, launched under the leadership of former Dean Doug Brown and continued with the passion of Dr. Michael Bankson and his team. Their vision helped position Massasoit at the forefront of undergraduate research in the community college space. Today, that very lab also serves as the training ground for our new life sciences micro-credentials, where students gain real-world skills in areas like cell culture, centrifugation, and professionalism, building pathways into high-demand careers. We are also deeply grateful to all of our partners, including Mass BioEd and the Massachusetts Life Sciences Center, whose ongoing support through capital and workforce development grants, as well as funding for our high school life sciences interns, has helped make all of this possible. Their investment in our students, our programs, and our facilities has had a lasting impact, opening doors for young people from our region to enter one of the Commonwealth's most critical and fast-growing industries. Today, we're not just breaking ground on a new building, we're breaking ground on a future where every student who walks through our doors has the opportunity to engage in transformative STEM experiences that can change their lives and our world. Thank you so much.
All right, that's it for speakers. Ones that someone clapped. Just real quick, there's a couple of people in my office that I want to recognize. Corey Foy and Jen Holbrook. It's amazing what they do on a daily basis to help move the agenda forward and to help things run smoothly. And a special shout out to Jen, because you've been with me for almost 9 years now, and you've had to listen to me. You know, the ups and downs. You've been incredible support for this entire project. And so, my friend, thank you. So we're going to move in a second over to the groundbreaking. I'll call some folks up to grab a shovel and a hat. Everyone's welcome to come over and take a look. But before I do, to the late President Ray DePasquale. Thank you for your vision, leadership, and support leading up to the approval of this project and charging the college to seeing through to completion. Ray, this one's for you.
All right, great. Can we get everyone a little bit closer?
Sorry.
There you go. I know. You guys look good. Good, nice here. Everyone looking here. Good, yeah, great, wonderful. Good. Nice. Good. All right, let's bring the shovels up.
Like,
Yeah, just bring them up so I can see it. So I want to be able to see it. Yeah.
All right.
Good.
Not digging in.
Yeah, you're not digging in yet. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everyone looking in.
What do you want?
Smile.
Like this?
Straighten your hat out. What's going on here?
Tighten it up. She's old school. Hold on. Time out. Wardrobe malfunction. Tighten it up.
Okay. I don't know what I'm doing.
Try that. Oh, Rich is right there. He knows better than I do.
You want us like this?
Yeah, just bring them up. I want to be able to read the shovels. There you go. Good. Everyone looking here? Good. Wonderful. Good. Looking up? Good. Okay. Good. One more. Nice. Good. All right, let's bring them down to the ground. Good. Just like that. Good. Everyone looking up. Good. Looking here. Good. In there. Good. Good. Dig in. Yeah. I think it's just.
All right. We're gonna put the shovels in the ground.
Yeah, let's put them through. Yeah.
All right.
On the count of three. Yeah.
Now lift it up.
Right? Yep.
Just go like this.
I was trying again all at the same time.
Oh, all right. On three. Ready?
1, 2, 3. Good. There you go. Nice.
Yeah.
Can we get everyone nice and tight together here?
All right.
Everyone get nice and tight. You almost see your shoulders touching. There you go.
Okay.
Let's bring the shovels up so you can see them like that. Good. There you go. Good. Just like that. Wonderful. Good. Here we go. You guys look great. Good. Wonderful. Good. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Please join us for a reception and some refreshments underneath the tent.
Yeah.